can go from just the idea and having the thought and relaxing on Friday to having Monday. And Monday is the day when you get back to your dreams. Monday is the day when you get back to your goals. Monday is the day when things start to happen, when you walk from idea to the execution. And for everyone that's watching on YouTube, because I'm on IG as well as YouTube, we are going from just a thought to an actual creation. And I'm so excited for today because today is a new day, another opportunity to go from idea, another opportunity to just finish what you said you were going to do. For anyone watching, and for all those watching, I'm Iwani Hughes. I'm the mangaka of Bold Saga, Brave Onwards Limit Destroyer. We have one, two, three, four books available. Not just a thought, actual books. And we are putting together systems and courses and workshops to help you go from where you are to where you need to be. And while I'm live today, I'm just going to be showing you some of the stuff that we do as well as the ball industries. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just excited because, again, it's another opportunity. And we're just going to be discussing Bold Saga, goals, dreams. Like, you can comment in the comments on the live. Let me know what are your goals for today. One of mine is a new opportunity I want to have for Kings and Queens. If you want to get access to all of the Bold Saga, chapters, if you want to get behind the scenes, exclusive content you can't get anywhere else, we're working on that today, and I'll show it off to you as soon as everything is together. But again, why Bold Saga? If you're new to this, like, what is Bold Saga? Why Bold Saga? What is all that about? Well, Bold Saga is an idea that I had and I turned it from idea to execution. And Bold Saga stands for Brave Onwards Limit Destroyer. There's chapter one. It all started with chapter one. Now, all my chapters, chapter one is honestly one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Without one, you don't get the rest. So, had an idea for a manga. Obsidian Comics, thank you so much for joining, King. And check out his comics Ascension. It's fire, super fire. Again, why Bold Saga? Well, grew up on manga, grew up on anime, Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if you can see them back here, but like One Piece, where is it? Naruto, DBZ, all this stuff, all these manga inspired me. And I was like, this is fire. But I want to see authentic black representation. Because, we all can't just sit around and enjoy the Usops and the One Piece, Usops from One Piece, Killer Bee from Naruto and all of that. We need more authentic representation is what I'm getting to. Like, it's nice to have someone draw a character that has or comes from African descent or from the African diaspora or from the actual countries within Africa or throughout the world in the diaspora. But at the end of the day, you need something more authentic because we all can't just be, scared pirates or ninjas that rap or cockroaches in outer space. We're just living in someone else's, interpretation of ourselves. We need to see ourselves being represented authentically because culture, that's the thing that transcends everything. Obsidian Comics says, what's good, bro? Hope everything is going well with the book. Thank you so much, King. That means so much to me. Yes, I would say everything is going magnificently with the book because we have one, two, three, four books available. We're working on some other books right now, audio books, coloring books, um, so many other types of books that are coming along the way with Bold Saga. So it's going to be magnificent. And just in addition to that, we have in-person events. So for anyone watching, a great way to get the word out about your book is to go in person. I know sometimes we like being online and it's great because you can just, share your content, share all the amazing things that you do. But if you want to grow your book, your manga, your business, you have to be where your people are. If your people are outside and in events and at locations, you have to be where the people are. And then once you do that, you grow your audience and everything. So that's what I would recommend. Other events that we're going to be at, where you can see Great Gale, we're going to be either visiting or vending. We will be at this week, Schaumburg. Yes, Schaumburg Black Comic Book Festival this week in New York. We're going to be there. Um, we're also going to the Boston Comics and Color Festival, which is going to be amazing, super incredible. Ekbach is coming up. Ekbach, East Coast Black Age of Comics Convention, longest running Black comic book convention over 20 plus years. If you're into manga and comics, you got to stop by, man. And then we have a book signing in June. So that's going to be at Barnes and Noble. So check out all of these amazing things. We're going to be in person. So if you want to stop by, meet us, you know, get the books, talk, all of that is going to be amazing. So that's where I'm up to. And what are you up to, Obsidian? And anyone that's watching, what are your goals for today? Let me know. Comment, we can talk about it, all of that. That's what I'm working on today. I want to let you guys know. And I feel that I've learned something amazing. It's not just about making content, it's about documenting the process, because sometimes we have this analysis paralysis like, oh my gosh, I have to turn on my camera, I have to talk to people about the things that I do. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just not be on camera, not be on screen. I'd rather just post content. That's nice and all, but you are the brand. You are the product. People are buying you, and then they're just looking at what you've done, and then your product's an extension of you. So again, the reality is, what are you doing today to go from just another person who created a story to someone that people can see, know, like, and trust, and then they see the value of your story, and then they buy into you? What are you doing about that today? Well, I mentioned a little bit about what I'm doing. Going to events, posting more content, posting more video content. I got to tell you, kings and queens, no matter how much image content you post, no matter how much you do, one thing I found out that remains: a picture can tell 1,000 words, if I'm not mistaken. One picture is worth 1,000 words. So imagine how much a video is worth. Imagine, like literally imagine just how much a video is worth. How much value can one video give you? And when you think about that, you realize, wait a minute, if a picture is worth 1,000 words and a video is like so many pictures going on again and again and again, like 24 frames a second, how much of your story could you tell your target audience if you had video? I'm telling you, you have to document the process. You got to get the word out. You got to let people know about what it is that you do. Because, like, I remember we used to be on these clubhouse groups and it'd be like, the spotlight's on you. People would be talking about that. Like, you need to find a way to get the spotlight on you. Talk to people. Have lives. Stephen Turk, thank you so much for joining. Look, check out Stephen Turk and his amazing work. Him and his wife, they have amazing products. You can check them out. Go to their page. Look at all the amazing stuff that they do. I met them at Janelle's pop-up shop, How to Save a Life. Truly a pleasure, King. Thank you so much for joining the live today. So I'm just excited today because we're just talking about goals and dreams, because people without a vision, people perish. So it's like, without the vision, without the goal of where it is that you're trying to go, you're not going to get far. You really aren't. So the goal is to go and find out what it is that you're going to do and then execute on it. So that's what I'm up to today: executing, documenting, getting the word out, letting people know who we are, what we do, and all of that. In addition, if you never heard of Bold Saga, if you're new to this, you can check it out. Enter the Extraordinary. That's one of the top things I want you to remember from Bold Saga: to enter the extraordinary. If you're watching it on YouTube again, back there, well, you won't see it on YouTube, but you will see it on Instagram. It says Enter the Extraordinary. Behind me is the banner from the event that we had, and it was at Towson 5. I gotta tell you, kings and queens, I have to tell you, going to Towson 5 was just a dream come true. Why? So if you've been following the journey of Bold Saga, if you're new to this, if you've been here before, you know that we've done a lot of events online. We've done 5 Virtuous Cons, I think 2 Afro Comic Cons, pop-up shop shows, various interviews with multiple influencers, even talked to Black Science Entertainment about Bold Saga. But the reality is that all of those were great and they were magnificent. But one of my favorite all-time dream come true moments was at Towson 5, because we were able to be in person and showcase Bold Saga. Why is that so incredible? I remember when I started Bold Saga, it was just an idea and it was a goal. And I wanted to say, you know what would be great? If I could just have an idea, have a dream, have a goal, and then create it. Like, wouldn't that be amazing to just like have the dream, have the goal, and then people actually buy into it? Because sometimes we have imposter syndrome. Like, it's so true. Like, you'll have a dream, you'll have a goal, and then you know what happened? You're just about to release it, and then life will punk you. And then you'll be like, is this something that I really want to do? Is this something that people will actually care to actually check out? Is that something worth their time? Like, who am I? Why would someone buy from me? And I got to tell you, that's one of the hardest things to deal with, but it's one of the questions that you gotta have or conversations you gotta have with yourself. Why would someone buy from me? Why would someone care about what I have to say? So you have to get that boldness within you. You have to get to that point where people care about what it is that you have to offer. I gotta tell you, right before releasing Bold Side, I started to ask myself even questions like, I've read One Piece all my life. Right before releasing it, questions that I started to ask myself would anyone really buy this? Because sometimes self-doubt creeps in. Like, if you've been hit enough times in your face, life will hit you, issues will hit you, situations will hit you. The question will literally be, is this something I can actually do? Yeah. I think one of the hardest times is when life will knock you back into the darkness. Like, do you still believe in what you remember in the light? Do you still remember? Or for that matter, do you still believe? Do you still believe it's possible? So when I used to ask myself those questions, I used to respond with yes. Because even if no one's ever seen it before, that doesn't mean it's impossible. Because one of my favorite things is impossible is nothing. Why? Why is that so incredible? Why is that so incredible for that matter? When you realize impossible is nothing, then anything is achievable. And when I say, that's why I literally have a hat that says, I got no limits. Why is that so important? Why? Again, if you believe anything is possible, if you believe anything is possible, if you believe I got no limits, then you have nothing stopping you. And if you have nothing stopping you, you can go from where you are to where you need to be and to keep going and to keep going and to keep going. So, when I started Bold Saga, I had the idea. I was helping one of my family members, and then the idea came in my spirit, and I was like, wow, this would be a great story because I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen Afrofuturism manga ever. That's something that I'm not going to say I'm the first, but I will say I'm the best at it. At this point in time, I have yet to see another Afrofuturism manga like Bold Saga. Because what separates Bold Saga is that we celebrate the majesty of African culture, African languages like Xhosa, Khoi, or Isi Xhosa, Khoi, Zulu, you know, African martial arts like Nguni stick fighting, Capoeira, Musangwe. This is a story about underdogs rising. Like you literally see rites of passage. You literally see, a djembe drums. You literally see like dances, shisha nyama, like the food, the culture, the dancing, the adinkra, all throughout the story. Like right along the side of this, there's Nea Ope Se Obedihene. That's in the Dinkra as well as Fahodie. Like all of this is literally not just in these art, it's literally in the story. Like you'll literally see a Dinkra all throughout Bold Saga, all throughout it, on the cover, on the back, all throughout. Like there's literally Fahodie right there. So it's more incredible to go from the idea to the actual thing for releasing it, but it's another thing to go from the idea to the execution, releasing it, and then selling it. I've got to tell you, kings and queens, no matter how much you enjoy creating your story, creating your art, one of the most satisfying and amazing points is when you go from, I had an idea, yeah, now pese obedihene, you know, he wants to be king should learn from serving. The reality is this, if you want to actually get it done, you actually got to get it done, and then you actually have to sell it. Selling your product is by far my favorite part of the process of creating. Why? If you have the best idea, art, and story, but you don't have the ability to sell it, no one will know you. No one will like what you have, and no one's going to trust you. I'm telling you this, I'm telling you this, I'm telling you this. That's why today's goal is so magnificent to me, because I want to provide the best value for you, and I want to provide an opportunity for you to get more out of Bold Saga, even more than what we have in the books, even more than what we have in the ebooks, just access. So I'm just excited for that. Because again, knowing, liking, and trusting is important, and that's where sales comes in. Sales is what allows you to have the longevity with your story. See, One Piece is the highest selling manga, literally, I'm not mistaken, of all time in terms of the aspect of one author selling his books. That's like what? If I'm not mistaken, he's gotten the Guinness World Record twice. Highest number of manga being sold by one person. Like mangas outselling or graphic novels that are manga, because every manga chapter comes out in volumes. Um, the chapters are combined in tankobon and then they're in volumes. That's one creator in the Guinness World Book of Records, Book of World Records. Wouldn't it be amazing, kings and queens, if you achieve something magnificent and you got an actual award or actually got the goal. That's why I literally put like Monday goals and at the cup on IGO. You'll see it, as well with the content on YouTube. I'm telling you, kings and queens, work towards your goals, fight for your dreams, and then achieve the goal. Go for gold. Don't go for mediocrity. Go for greatness. So that's my encouragement to you today while I'm working on what I'm working on. Because I want to do something different. Different. In the aspect of from what I generally release for Bold Saga. But yeah, this is just, I'm telling you, nothing can compare to actually finishing your book and then actually selling your book. I'm telling you, it's one thing to have the idea, it's one thing to have the dream. Vantage In-House, thank you so much for joining. Talking about goals and dreams, I gotta tell you, when you have a goal and a dream and you're fighting for it, and then you get it done, I don't think there's like a monetary value that's just as valuable as getting it done. Because at one point or another, you're going to have to finish what you said you're going to do. You don't want to run out of time. You don't want to run out of money. You want to get it done. You want to have your goal. You want to achieve your goal. You want to dominate in your lane. You don't want to be in the red ocean. You want to be in the blue ocean. You don't want to just fight with competitors here and there and compete and just have to try and actually find people that are in your space and then like I'm gonna do it just like them so that I get the same thing that they do. That's why I encourage you with the 7 steps to creating a dream manga series. Don't be like everybody else. Be yourself. Because I gotta be honest with you, when you read manga, we've already seen the Odas of the world. We've already seen the Narutos of the world. We've already seen the Dragon Ball Z's of the world. So the Toriyamas, the Kishimotos, and we've already seen the actual Odas of the world. We've seen these people before. We've read their stuff. We haven't read your book yet. We haven't read your book yet. We haven't read your manga. We haven't read your novel, your light novel. We haven't watched your movie. So where is it? That's the question Destiny's asking. Where is your product? Where is your dream? Because Master P says product outweighs talent. You can be as talented as you want to, but life can show you that things can turn around, things can change. So what are you going to do to change things? What are you going to do to go from idea to execution? What are you going to do about that? How are you going to turn things around? So that is my encouragement to you, kings and queens. What is your plan? What is your goal to go from I had an idea to I got it done? And that would be the thing that I would encourage you to do. I would encourage you to find a way to get it done. It doesn't matter if it's today, it doesn't matter if it's tomorrow, it doesn't matter if it's another day. Find a way to get it done and to put constraints on yourself. Because it's just like a game in life. You have to find a way to get it done, and you have to find a way to get it done strategically. I found out that no matter how hard you grind, if you don't got a plan of action, you're defeating yourself. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And it's so true. You have to get a plan in order, and you have to analyze what is working, what isn't working, and then go from there. So that would be my encouragement to you. Have a plan, have a goal, get it done. Have a plan, have a goal for that matter. Have a plan, then get it done. Have a goal, have a plan, and get it done. Why? Too many people talk about dreams and goals and never achieve them. You know how many people talk about making a book and they've never released a book? You know when people talk about having something available and then they don't actually get it done? Why don't you be different? I'm talking to myself and I'm talking to anyone watching this. You should be different. You definitely should be different. You should have something that's so remarkable. When someone sees it, they're like, wow, oh my gosh, you did this? Like I'm telling you, when we were at Towson 5 and we were in person showcasing Bold Saga, oh my gosh. Seeing Kings and Queens face light up in real life, you can't buy that, can't download it, can't AI it, can't like fabricate it. Nothing compares to the joy of seeing your target audience, whoever that is, get excited about what you have to offer and then serving them by providing it to them. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Nothing can compare to that. It's just It's just something you have to experience for yourself. It's almost like when you make $1 million. Anyone can tell you how amazing it is, but until you've made that million yourself and you actually have it accessible to you, you just don't know what it feels like, man. Like I still remember the first time when I finished Bold Saga Chapter 1 and all the hell I had to go through just to get the first chapter done. I remember. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was hell in terms of like how much work was required and everything that went into it. It was so much. I had to deal with so much. So what I'll do is let me go over here and go over here and just show you what it is on YouTube, just so you can see what it is I'm talking about. Here we are. Here we are. Okay. And then, all right, here we are. And it's just loading right now. There we are. So yes, this is Bold Saga. So if you're on YouTube, you see what I'm talking about. This is Afrofuturism manga, Bold Saga. And here it is right here. So when I finished this book the first time, I don't want to say I felt like $1 million because that's just not enough. It's like more in the billions. It's just amazing when you have an idea and a goal and then you actually get it done. Let me tell you, nothing will feel the same way again. Because remember this, with life, all it takes is one, the power of one. Because I knew how to get chapter 1 done, I knew that I could do chapter 2. And because I knew I could do chapter 2, I knew I could get chapter 3 done. And then chapter 4. So here's the reason why life will have you go through so many tests. Because if you can get to 1, all it takes is 1. All it takes is 1. One successful achievement can set you up for a lifetime of victory. Again, one successful achievement can set you up for a lifetime of victory. And that's what I want for you, kings and queens. I want you to get access to a lifetime of victory. Too many times we get caught up in a moment. We want to have momentum so that we can have a magnificent life. That's what we need. We need more of that and less of, I just got my drawing done, or I did my OC, or here's this cool poster or pinup. That's great and all, but you need longevity to your story. Because let's be honest, no matter how amazing the art or illustration is, that's not as transformative as seeing a character go through tests, go through trials, go on an adventure, go on a journey. That is where the worth is. That's where the power of story is. Like Jordan Peele said, story is the greatest catalyst for change. And if you want to encourage your kings and queens, if you want to encourage your target audience to make decisions and change their lives, that's the power of story. The story is it's a transformation engine. I'm telling you, nothing else feels the same as when you have the idea and then you get it done. Nothing will feel the same. So that's why I encourage you, kings and queens, get out there, get your story created, get your story done, and then share it with your target audience. Share it with them. Because I'm telling you, when I told people about Bold Saga, these kings and queens, these parents, these kids, they're like, ooh, this is what it's about. I literally gave them the example. Bold Saga is, for example purposes, imagine the dopeness of Black Panther, Maddie's Rocket, Afrofuturism meets Naruto, meets One Piece, the world of, not the story, but just the aspect of what is possible in manga, what is possible in Afrofuturism, combining them. Afrofuturism and manga, combining them. Do you know how powerful that is, kings and queens? I'm telling you, this world is not moved without Black creativity. I think Melissa Kimball is the one that said that. Dream Rider Original, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Again, this world is not moved without Black creativity. So imagine what would happen if we take like the dopeness of one world, combine it with another world, and have it in one story. So again, I have yet to see anything else like Afrofuturism manga, and nothing to me moves me as much as that. Why? Because with Afrofuturism, we're celebrating African culture, not just he's a basketball player, he's a gangster, or some other type of nonsense that is typical, or slavery. Like all these narratives are antiquated, they're old, they've been done before. What about kings and queens? What about royalty? What about empires? What about culture, languages? Like draw, erase, repeat. Thank you so much for joining. Super excited. One of the reasons why I love this story so much is that imagine seeing a culture being celebrated that's hardly ever celebrated. I'm doing great. I'm doing great, man. How you doing, bro? I'm just super excited because I'm just talking about goals today, dreams. What are you working on today? For me, I'm working on an experience so that kings and queens can get the most out of Bold Saga beyond just the manga or just the ebooks, but extended content that you can't get anywhere else. And I was just telling them about what it's like to go from an idea to the actual thing, all the steps that are connected to it. Not bad. Have a good stream. Thank you so much, King, and thank you so much for dropping by. Check out his page, Draw Erase Repeat. Super amazing artist. I'm just excited because when you have a goal, when you have a dream, when you get it done, that euphoria, I think that's the word I was looking for earlier, that euphoria of getting it done, nothing feels better than it. Holding your dream in your hand. You know how long I've been trying to get a manga done? I've been into manga since I was a kid, since 5. Held my first manga, which was One Piece, back in 2000 and I think 3. I was 8 years old when I first, not even 2003, before that. Barnes and Nobles, when I was a kid, about 8, that was the first time I held manga in my hand, and I was just excited. And because of that, I went from, oh my gosh, this is a goal, this is a dream, this is something that I really enjoy, to I got it done. No matter how many times I can try and put it into words, I still don't think I'm ever going to be able to fully explain what it feels like to turn a dream into an actual thing. What it takes like to turn a dream into an actual product. Something that you own. Something that you own. Something that you own. Because let's be honest, you can have an art and an illustration, but with the advent of AI and all these other things and people trying to take things that don't belong to them, when you have a story and a product that you own, I'm telling you, it changes everything. It changes everything for you, for your family, for everyone that you know. Why? Because when you get it done, when you get it done, when you get it done, it changes everything. Because no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you put in your time and your effort and your energy, if you're just drawing for someone else, you're helping them create their dreams. You're helping them create their goals. But what are you doing to create an industry? What are you doing to create something that you can leave to your family? What are you leaving as an inheritance when you create? What can you do once that can just give you access to wealth forever? That's the goal. So don't get caught up in just, working just to work and working just to work and working just to work. Get caught up in the aspect of what can I do to create an asset? Too many times we get caught up in just liabilities and just products and just the thought of it, but never getting it done. I'm telling you, one finished product, as you see on the YouTube, this is Bold Saga, Brave Armor's Limit Destroyer. This is one of the chapters that we have available. But it didn't just start with just a chapter. It started with the mindset. If you don't believe you can do it, you're not going anywhere. You can give a baby $1 million worth of products and technology, and the baby's not going to be able to create a manga or anything else significant. But if you give someone who knows what they're doing but doesn't have the access to these assets, it changes everything. And even if you give them the least amount of access to these assets, it's still possible. When I started drawing Bold Saga, this is a story I remember. I was drawing so much that I used to have back pain. And I remember that I was like, I will not stop. You have to get to the point where you realize, you got to get mad, make a decision. Like, you have to get to the point where I'm not going to stop anymore. I'm just going to keep going. So when my back would hurt and I would be tired of drawing, the hack I would use is getting an ironing board, bringing it up as a, table, making it stand up, and then standing on a chair and drawing on top of it, or raising it up high enough so I could draw because my body was too tired. Like, my spirit was willing, but my body was tired. You have to get to the point where you will use whatever is in your arsenal of what is in your house, your art, your tables, your whatever you can use to get the product done, get the product done. Because too many times we have ideas, but like, we need to get products. Like, if you're on the YouTube, you'll see like these are just some of the products that we have available with Bold Saga. We've got books, we've got manga, we've got stickers, we got merch. All this didn't happen overnight. There is no overnight success. There is no like, do this and in 5 seconds you'll be worth 5 million. Like, none of that is possible in an instant. But you know what is possible? Getting it done in going from where you are to where you need to be. I gotta tell you, when you go from where you are to where you need to be, it changes everything for you. It does. It really, really does. Because I remember those days and those nights when I was like, when is this actually going to get done? Because there were some times where I was like, oh my gosh, this is taking so long. And sometimes things will take a while. They will literally take a while. But you know what the good thing about when you have delay? Because delay is not denial. Delay is not denial. So sometimes in life, you're going to have moments where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. Like, when am I actually going to get this done? Or, I'm facing this setback, this challenge, this issue, this circumstance. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how long is it going to? Perfect example. When I wanted to release Bold Saga, I was going to release it in 90 days because I was taking a class. Failed the class, kept going. Failed my deadline, kept going. Failed the other. I failed probably like 20 deadlines when I first released it because you know what? Sometimes the issue is we have unrealistic, or not even unrealistic, unattainable deadlines. I gotta tell you, one of the things that can kill your momentum for your productivity is when you set a goal to get it done, but you have no idea how long it's going to take. And because you have no idea how long it's going to take, what ends up happening is that you say, I'm going to get it done in this frame of time, but you've never done it before. So, unless you're actually getting a mentor to show you how long it's going to take, you could take longer, and then you can take longer, and you can take longer, then guess what? You never release it. You never get it done. I would rather you have a goal, you have a dream, and you bring down parts of the productivity or production so that you release it versus having the most incredible product with the highest quality that you never release. Because people need to see, they need to experience, they need to touch, they need to get access to what it is that's in your mind, in your imagination. Without that, how far are you really going to go? Like, how far are you really going to go? Like, how long is it going to be before you actually get it done? Like, I'm telling you, if you don't get it done, you'll just be just another person who had a goal, another person who had a dream, another person who had the idea but didn't release it. I'm telling you, that's one of the hardest things. Because I remember when I was younger, I heard a statement from, I believe it was Denzel, and he said something that hit me. It was very painful, but it was very true. He said, when you get to the end of your life and you're on your deathbed, he said that all your dreams and all your goals and everything that God gave you, that you came into this life with, will be there with you. They'll be standing around you, and they'll be so angry at you because you didn't bring them into the world. These dreams and these goals will be like, now we have to go into the grave and we won't be able to do what we were called to do. That is a tragedy, and that's so terrifying. And the reason why that hits me so much is that I know what it's like to lose family members. My grandfather died before I released Bold Saga. I've had death in the family before. Like, it's not a pleasant thing to have. So I can only imagine what it's like to get to the end of your own life. And God gave you all this grace, all these opportunities, all these chances to get something done, and you didn't execute. You know how sad that is? You could have been a millionaire or a billionaire already, and you didn't execute. Like, I remember even listening to Dr. Miles Monroe, and he said, so many times we get caught up, we look at all these millionaires, and we're like, wow, that's amazing. And then we think about it, and then he said something that was just ridiculous to me, but it's the truth. He goes, it's not the fact that you've seen other millionaires and you've been excited and it was amazing. He said something about, it's crazy that you have had opportunities that have you've had multi-million-dollar opportunities already in your life and you haven't executed on them. I was like, wow, that's so harsh because it's like, you mean to tell me that I could have been a millionaire already, or I could have been a multi-millionaire already, but because of either not moving at the right time or missing an opportunity or, you know, not stewarding the grace of a moment, I missed out on it. You really mean to tell me that? So it's hard to hear, but it's the truth. You have to have your eyes open to opportunities. Great things start as small packages. Like, I knew Bold Saga was going to be amazing, but I think the part that keeps impressing me is the fact SM Comics Niger, thank you so much for joining. And check out their comics. They're super amazing on IG and every other channel that they're on. It's one thing to have an idea. It's another thing to release a product. But it's another thing for people to keep giving you the majority of Bold Saga's reviews are 5 stars. Why does that make me smile so much? When I started the Bold Saga process, I was like, man, all I want to do is just draw, man. Like, I love art. Like, I'm an artist. That was the thing. I was like, I love art, 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 art. Story was like, meh, it's okay. I like it. You're welcome, King. Yo, bro, thank you so much. No problem at all, King. Keep winning. Keep winning. I'm just excited, man. It's Monday. It's time to get the goals done. But what makes me smile is every time people read the story, I'm like, wow, people actually think the story that I wrote with my wife is amazing. Why does that touch me? Because when I did this, I didn't really know much about story, but I got professional development. If you invest into a mentor and they show you how to get it done, that one class helped change my life because it started me on a journey. And on that journey, I met other mentors and other people that helped me go from idea to the execution. The execution is the thing that matters the most. Ain't nobody want to be hearing about, I got an idea for this, 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 and this. People want to be hearing about where are your products, man? Where's your stuff? Because they want to support you. Like literally, when I spoke to Afolabi at Towson, he was like, how can I support? I showed him Bold Saga. I showed him in chapter 3. Literally in chapter 3. Because again, this is Afrofuturism manga. We ain't just talking, we doing it. And SM Comics Niger says, good job, you're doing great. Thank you so much, King. That means so much to me. Because I remember all the challenges. I remember all the downtimes. And then I remember writing in chapter 3, literally, a character in Bold Saga is literally saying, are you the craze? Like, what? You talking about in manga? Don Javon, thank you so much for joining. King, thank you so much for joining. We literally have characters speaking Niger Pigeon, literally, you the craze. Look, man, I love me some Nollywood movies. I love movies with African culture. I love watching movies about South Africa, Zimbabwe, all of the different kingdoms, the cultures, the countries in Africa, and all throughout the diaspora. So it's like when I actually see it done properly, and it's in look, man, we already know that this manga industry is gigantic. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. If you get 7 steps to creating your dream manga series, I show you the top biggest media franchises of all time, and I show you the correlation between that and manga. When you understand how powerful this industry is, and you get into it, great to be here. Thank you so much, King, for joining. I cannot wait. Thank you so much, the Hustle Princess. Thank you so much for joining. The reason why I'm so on fire about this manga thing, the reason why I keep talking about this is that when I talk about manga, I'm not your typical mangaka. I'm not here to show you about, okay, here's how you become older. I'm here to show you about if you're a business owner and you use manga for your benefit, you can have access to unlimited wealth. Why do I say that? I was in professional development last week learning about how to take YouTube to the next level. You know, it's the first thing that they talked about. I was thinking that they're going to be talking about, taking your algorithm, understanding the algorithm on YouTube, all this stuff. The first thing that they showed me with YouTube was an anime and how they were able to take this company that talks about anime, that's their product, to go from 400 to 2 million subscribers. How did they do it? They focused on the eyes. And when I thought about it, I was like, wow. So if anime is able to do this, imagine the fact that the Creed, they're working on anime for Creed. The weekend he had a hip hop video done by Dart Stagio. That's a Japanese animation company. That's a black creator is over that. You know, all of these companies and all these products and all these 3D avatars and all these different things that Meta and everyone is putting out. At the end of the day, the style is manga and anime. So if you as a business owner can look at that and be like, wow, if I take advantage of this opportunity, I could set myself up to stand out because you want to have timeless creativity. That's why people love Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is not trying to look like the most 4D, HD, Ultra OD, most realistic. It's a stylization. And I'm telling you, if you find a way to get your character, like literally, you see that right there? That's Masego, that's Shawnee from Bold Saga. And if you're on YouTube, they're right behind me. These are characters from the series. Why does that matter? These characters represent the brand. I love Brandon. Thank you so much for joining, King. We talking about manga, anime, and the benefit to you as a creator, as a owner, all of that. If you find a way to make a product or character stand out for your brand, I'm telling you, you can change the game. Because wouldn't it be amazing if you had your own, like Walt Disney had Mickey Mouse, Crunchyroll has their anime character, that girl. Imagine having characters for your brand, your business stand out. Your manga characters. So that's Masego, and that is Shawnee from Bold Saga. And why I love it is that we got multiple 5-star reviews. We've got the work out. We went to Towson. Like, I remember I was speaking to a queen. She was like, I just got the Aya tattoo, and Aya's resourcefulness. Literally, on Bold Saga Chapter 4, that Adinkra, that flower in the background right there, these white, that's Aya. Because we need to show our kings and queens our culture. Yes, we've seen kanji in Japanese manga and anime, but wouldn't it be great if people saw more of the Adinkras? There's hundreds of them. They're literally like Pokemon. They mean so much amazing stuff like Oria Wekwe. That's about the rising sun. That one is about lifelong learning. This one is the double drum. Like all these have meanings and there's so much culture to it. So as much as I love Japanese culture, as much as I grew up on it, one thing I love about anime, manga, culture is that as the world is growing and changing, the wideness of the world is getting smaller and we're looking at the aspect of culture. We're learning more about culture. Like in Bleach, and this is why I love how I created Bold Saga and what I learned from it. Because of Bleach, I saw Seal Schneider, so I was learning about like German and Russian and then Espada. So that's like Spanish. And then they've got like, Shinigami and all these other stuff. So that's like Japanese. All these different languages, all of this stuff is inside of the story. So I'm telling you, if you can get access to culture and putting it in your story, it changes everything for you. It really does. So that's what we're working on today. Our Monday goals is just providing kings and queens with more opportunities, and even more opportunities to get the most out of this series. Why? When I was at Towson 5 and someone said that, this is great. People will come to see Tyler Perry, but they won't come to see a movie that you and your wife would create. Because my wife is my editor for Bold Saga. We work on the story. We've done 4 chapters actually. We've gotten more books on the way, coloring books and all these other things. What I took away from that is this king next to me, this older man who had been into comics. He's been into. You can tell he's been into it for a long time, and that's great. I respect those who are amazing at what they do. What made me smile is that he said, "But if you had a movie," so I'm thinking he's looking at the bigger picture, and I believe in the same thing as well. My dad said the same thing yesterday. He was like, "Wow, I listened to the audiobook of Bold Saga because we're working on that. It's like 98% done. This can be a movie." That's the second time I've heard it in the same year. I'm telling you, when you have access to create something incredible that people can enjoy, that's what I'm looking for, kings and queens. That is what I'm looking for. Because when you have access to have a cinematic level for your products, and I do believe that. If you listen to how Bold Saga sounds, this is not your typical, we're just making a manga, they're Japanese characters, or black characters that look Japanese, or, they have a Boruto or Naruto type of name to it, and this, that, and the third. you know, we're not trying to do that. We're not trying to have, they go to a Japanese high school, or they get hit by truck con, and then they're transported to an isekai world, where they're overpowered, fighting the demon lord. Like, these things have been done, and you don't want to end up in a trope. You don't want to end up in a small area of red ocean where everyone's cannibalizing on the same thought or idea. You want to be in your own lane. You want to be in your own zone. That's why, you know, when you focus your fire, like Bishop T.D. Jake says, it's amazing. When you find a way to go from I had an idea, I had a thought, to I got it done, nothing feels better than that. So again, if you're on YouTube, you can see it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 chapters of Bold Saga. This isn't just a thought. This isn't just like it was simple, it was quick. No, it was worth it. And why was it worth it? It was worth it for the fact that we got it done. Groove in 1974, thank you so much for joining. I'm just talking about Bold Saga, goals, dreams, and getting it done. Like, when you finish that goal, that dream, that reason why you exist, that reason why you were born, like, nothing feels better than just having it and getting it done. Like, I think chapter 4 out of all of them will be one of the ones that just changes everything. Not just because I did it, but because of what it symbolizes when you read it in context of all the other chapters. 3 is the game changer, and then 4 is the one that just cemented everything. Because if you see the cover of 4, you can understand where I'm coming from. We literally have a manga with Afrofuturism. We got an entire cast of characters. You ain't trying to just have like, oh yeah, they're definitely Japanese, but just African names or vice versa. We literally celebrating culture. We don't care about no fan service or other type of tropes or other things that people have done before. This is its own lane. And what I love about the series is not just the fact that it's quality art, not just the fact that it's motivation, encouragement. B Minus TV said this is a manga self-help book. It's educational pages. Because no matter how dope your comic is, if you're selling independently, as a mangaka, as a creator, I'll give you some game right here. You're gonna be selling to parents. You're gonna be selling to parents to buy the book for their kids because most manga that is shonen is being sold to kids, but the parents have to be the ones that are buying it. So the parents, like literally, one of the things they were asking me, like, does this have excessive blood? Because some stories have excessive blood and graphic content, and they say it's for kids. That's between them as the creator and their target audience. But here in Bold Saga, we don't have excessive violence like that. Like, the age range of Bold Saga is like at least 10 and up. You can read it, you can check it out, you can see what we're talking about. But literally, it's not just 10 and up. It's literally for all ages in the aspect of what we talk about. Between Magic and Dreams, thank you so much for joining, and congrats on your Kickstarter victory, man. Super excited for you, King. We're just talking about getting goals done, getting dreams done. Nothing will feel the same when you have the goal done. Nothing will feel your life will change as soon as you get it done. Your life will change. Why? It will change because you actually did it. You actually finished a dream. You actually finished a goal. I'm doing great, King. Just talking to these kings and queens, letting them know that Monday goals. It all starts on Monday. See, if you want to have a fantastic Friday, you got to have a magnificent Monday. You got to have that Monday where you got it done. You got to have that Monday where I had the idea, I had the dream, and then I got it done. When you can look fear in the face and hit it and just keep going beyond it, you can punch fear in the face. You can overcome procrastination where you can get it done. That's the goal. That's the dream. And I encourage everyone watching, find your goal, find your dream, get it done. So maybe you're watching this and you're saying, that's great and all. I have a dream. I have a goal to be a mangaka. I love what you did with your story. But how do I do it? Well, I'll show you. If you're on YouTube, you'll literally see it. It's called 7 Steps to Creating Your Dream Manga Series. Never seen a book like this before, so I had to make it. Many times, we are shown how to draw manga. You may have seen a book like this before in your life. And you may have seen, yeah, they show you how to draw manga. It's typical in the fact of they're showing you how to do it. Don't get me wrong, these books are great. If you see them, get them. They're great. They're great resources to show you how to draw manga. However, if you've gotten into creating manga, you will know that art is only a part of the journey. See, I've noticed that there are 7 steps. Yes, 7 steps that keep you from greatness. 7 steps that once you understand and implement all 7 together, oh my gosh, you will have a magnificent manga series. You will have a magnificent brand. You will get it done. I'm telling you, it's just 7. And when you implement all 7 steps, you go from idea to execution. So, 7 steps to creating a dream manga series is the guide, the number one way, the best way to learn how to have a successful manga series. And if you're on YouTube, you'll see what I'm talking about. This is the cover right here, and I drew this, drew it, illustrated it, wrote the book. My wife edited it along with me, so it's very personal to me for the fact that I show you how to do it in terms of getting your book done, in terms of not just the talking, not just the ideas, but how do you actually assemble a book? You know how important, look, once you understand how to assemble a book, every other book is possible, especially in manga. Like, you're going to see over the next coming weeks the rest of the products that we have and that are coming out. When I tell you game changer, I tell you this is the game changer. And I want you to get access to this book now because when you have it, you will have an expert guide on how to do it. See, the thing is, many times people keep thinking, man, I don't need that. I'll just learn it myself. Okay. I talked to you earlier today, and if you're watching this on a replay, you'll know what I'm talking about. When I mentioned Miles Monroe said that it's not the fact that we want to become millionaires, it's the fact that we've missed opportunities in our life that have already presented themselves and how we could become millionaires. Do you know how amazing it is to get it done? If you knew how to get it done faster, you'd have success quicker and you'd be able to change your life for the better. So what that means is if you try and do it on your own without an expert guide, without a mentor, without a master showing you the way, you'll spend more time learning how to do it. You'll run into more mistakes. You will not have the mindset to get it done. So you're wasting time. But if you could collapse moments, collapse years, collapse decades into days, this book is my journey on how I actually created manga. And I literally tell you what I've done. But for anyone watching wondering, what am I even talking about? With Bold Saga, I am the CEO of Great Gale. So Great Gale is my business right there. So that's one, CEO. I am a mangaka. So that's two. I've been studying manga for a long time, reading it, getting into this genre so much, learning how to draw. I've borrowed from my library when I used to live on Long Island. Over 95 books, the majority were how to draw manga. And I'm a graphic designer. Been a graphic designer for 13 basically years now, if not longer. When you combine all those aspects of skill into one book, you have the number one resource of going from where you are to where you need to be with manga. And I'm telling you, I give you so much value. Like within 24 hours, the book already had a 5-star review. You know how fire that is within 24 hours to have a 5-star review on a book that you literally are showing people how to do what you do? And why does this matter? Okay, I'll put it like this. We've seen the animes of One Piece, of Naruto, of Dragon Ball Z, all these amazing things. Creed is going to become an anime. You know, many people are getting into anime. Here's the thing. Every episode of an anime can cost upward of $80,000 if you're doing it on a professional scale. What does that mean? Animation is expensive. It's very expensive and it's very time consuming because you need so many departments, you know, pre-production, production, post-production, marketing, sales. There's so much that goes into it. There's a lot of money that goes into it. So you need an audience. So you need actual access to capital or funds or money to actually produce it. So what does that tell you? If you want to have successful animation or anime, you need to have the funds and the audience. Well, nothing else I know that can give you the funds and the audience can do it like manga. Because even if you had all the money, if you don't have the audience that's actually read your book, where are we even going? Game of Thrones started from a book. We know Harry Potter came from a book. We know One Piece the anime was first a manga. We know Naruto the anime was first a manga. We know Dragon Ball Z was first a manga. So what does that all tell you? It tells you that books are the precursor to purpose. Books are the precursor to destiny. Books are the precursor to that wealth, to those millions and those billions. All that wealth that you want in your life, you got to start with an asset, a product, and a series of products people can get to that they can see your stuff, get interested in, and love it. When people read Bold Saga 1 through 4, here we are again, 1 through 4, all these books. You know what they keep saying? Love the entire series. You know what they keep saying? Can't wait to see what else the creator has in store for this series. You know what they keep saying? Looking for how it's going to expand. Miss Newton Knows, thank you so much for joining. Talking about goals and dreams for today. So what I'm getting at is when you have a dream and a series of what it is that you're releasing, that's how you get people to know you, to like you, to trust you, to see what it is that you have available. And I'm telling you, this learning how to create a manga is revolutionary because we are not showing you how to just create a book that's like just for comics. I'm literally showing you how to actually become a self-publisher. Yes, in the 7 steps to creating your dream manga series, we go through how to actually release a book and publish it and protect it. This is revolutionary because too many people show you just the drawing and the art. That's nice, but that's implementation. I want to take you to another level. I want to take you to the top of the mountain of creativity, that imagination. When you find a way to encapsulate that imagination and then produce it in a product that you can sell, yes, the 7 steps book shows you how to go from idea to selling your book. Because it doesn't matter how amazing you draw, if you don't get enough sales, you won't be able to sustain your product. If you don't have enough sales and an audience, you won't be able to get more chapters. And I'm telling you, all these movies, all these animations, all these things are possible if you have a book. See, don't despise small beginnings because all it takes is one book. All it takes is one book and you get millions of sales. Miss Niche, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Kings and Queens, for joining. We're talking about dreams and goals. I'm telling you, if you have a series of books and you release them, it changes everything. But the reason why I keep mentioning manga as well is that manga has no limits. So if you're an author, even if you don't want to be an author, if you have a business, if you have a product, and you find a way to change what you have into a manga, I'm telling you, Manga is not about superheroes. Manga is about heroes. So it can be about if you have a hair care business, if you have, you know, a modeling agency, if you're a chef, if you own businesses, if you are a CEO, if you own rental properties, whatever it is that you are, that is a niche, that is a product, that is an industry, you can turn it into manga, and then you can get more people to see what it is that you're doing. King Yao 23, thank you so much for joining. Afrofuturism Network, thank you so much for joining. So again, we created a resource called 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga Series because if you understand how to do this, right, and create your own manga series like we've done, we've got 4 books available right now, you could change the game. Game of Thrones was first a book. Lord of the Rings was first a book. You see where I'm going here? All these amazing movies and all these amazing businesses, they literally had books. Creed is becoming an anime. The Weeknd literally has a music video where it's anime. You know, what's that? Ice Spice literally has an anime music video. Like this is the future. And at the end of the day, if you have a series, it changes the game for you. Where am I going? Dr. Eric Thomas had a series. Toby Nwigwe, Get Twisted Sundays, and Dr. Eric Thomas had Thank God It's Monday. If you have a series available where you're showcasing what it is that you do, and you do it over and over and over and over again, and you super serve your niche, that's the benefit of a series. And the best series is this, because I'm telling you, this is not about manga and anime alone. See, what I'm getting at is enterprise. If you can find a way to have a creative enterprise, you win. And you win for the long haul. Black Sox 14, thank you so much for joining. This is not a small game we're going at. This is the big game. The big game. Enterprise. See, that's the real thing. Look up what enterprise is on etymology, or you look up the definition, you see where I'm going. If you have a creative enterprise, if you have a creative franchise for that matter, you can change the game forever. Look at the biggest ones that have ever done it. There's a reason why Disney is still remembered 100 years later. Yes, Disney started 100 years ago and it's still around to today. They literally have a mascot. They literally have products available. Like this book, the 7 Steps book, shows you how to do what we did with Bold Saga. We got 4 books available, but it's more than that. If kings and queens that are into, if you have kids that love Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Superman, Batman, if you could show them how to do what it is that they already love watching, and then show them how to sell it, it'll change the game forever. I was just teaching kids last week about what we talk about in Bold Saga, and not just Bold Saga, but in the 7 Steps book, showing them strategies and systems. They're like, wait, you mean to tell me I could do this? And the little queen was like, I could literally do this. And I explained, yes, A, B, C. And she was like, wait, I'm doing this today. So that's what I'm telling you. Don't despise small beginnings. If you understand these strategies from now and utilize them, it'll change your life. That's how we were able to make Bold Saga. And every time people see it, they're like, oh my gosh, it's incredible. That's what you want. You don't want to just have people look at your product and be like, okay, that's great. You're just like everyone else. You want them to be like, wow, I've never seen anything else like this. Or wow, this is what I was looking for. See, I needed this. That's the thing. We are all put on this planet for a reason, to serve. And your product is how you serve, because Master P said it. Product outweighs talent. I can talk about manga for hours on end, but again, I'm gonna have to go to sleep at some point. I'm gonna have to eat at some point. I'm gonna have to leave at some point. But my product is available. And my product continuously tells you who I am, what I do, what I stand for, my values, and my focus, and my actual agreement to excellence, and my commitment to excellence. So that's what I'm telling you, kings and queens. Find a way to get a series done, get it out to people. I believe manga is the way forward. I do. Some people mention this podcast, and some people mention this video. While that is great, and I truly agree to a degree, I would say manga is the way forward. I'm telling you, because the access that you have to wealth through a book series is You know how many ways you can flip a book? I'll give you like 3 top ones real quickly. A book can become an audiobook, a book can become an ebook, and a book can become a coloring book. Those are the top 3 I can think of off the top of my head. See, if you do all 3 plus your book, you can make so much wealth. So much wealth. You can make so much because you can literally have all that access to wealth, and then you can flip it again and make a subscription service, which is what we're doing today. That's one of our top goals for today, having an access so that kings and queens can just read Bold Saga and just see what it looks like. They're going to subscribe and get access to the books, behind the scenes, and all that other stuff. So that's literally what we're working on today, right now. And that's what I've been talking about, like, telling you. Because I grew up on manga and anime, and I wanted to see my culture being celebrated. I was tired of just seeing, tired tropes and all this other stuff. I wanted to see something different. Like, could it be that we could have kings and queens in manga that are actually of African culture, that aren't just a stereotype? Like, they're not just the big, overly brolic person who's, just big and strong but no strategy or ideas. Or can we have a black queen that's not just a strong black woman, but actually, there's softness to her as well? That she's just like indestructible and just like man-like. Can we get like some real reality to it? Can we get natural hair textures with the manga characters that are black? Can we get actually the languages that they speak, not just like slang or AAVE, but can we get some Isin Osa, Zulu, Khoi? I'm Antiguan, so can we get some Antiguan dialect, some Haitian patois? Can we get some actual Jamaican patois? Can we get some Haitian Creole, Antiguan dialect? All of that is in Bold Saga. Literally in chapter 3, they say sapase nabule. Like they're literally eating griot and dirijanjan. Like that's actually food that's in the story. They're talking about jollof rice. When the last time you seen a manga talk about jollof rice? So it's just like we need to see this type of stuff, this type of representation, like Shishinyama. And let's not forget, African culture, we've got so many amazing dances. So in Bold Saga, you see Jerusalema, Guara Guara, like actual dances. This is why Bold Saga took so long to release with chapter 1, 20 months. Because when you read the book, this is actual African culture. Like there's rites of passage. Thank you so much, Miss Nisha. Thank you so much, Queen. Like I wanted Kings of Queen to see the majesty of African culture. It's dope to see samurais and ninjas and superheroes, but wouldn't it be great if you saw like the Impi, like the Zulu warriors? Wouldn't it be great if you saw like a rite of passage and you learned more about that? Djembe drums, actual African martial arts, because sometimes we keep thinking it's just Muay Thai or it's just, karate. There's so many amazing African martial arts like Nguni stick fighting, capoeira, Msangwe. All of that is in Bold Saga because you need to show the legendary majesty of African culture to your kings and queens, because otherwise you'll just have more stories like the Vagrant Queen or all these other types of, a black character that's an animal. Like Black Panther is nice, but again, a man that's a beast, and then you got like, Mirko in My Hero Academia, who's a woman, but she's a rabbit, and then you have like what's the character in Bleach? I forgot her name, but she's the character that's with Ichigo, and she's a cat. And you get to the end of the series, you see what they did to her. So it's just like Yoruichi. That's who it is. So it's just this whole animalization of black characters. Like, can they just be black kings and queens throughout the series? That's all I want to know, because Soul had the black man turn into a soul, and it's just you see with what's that thing called again? My Little Mermaid, that she turned into like a half human, half fish, because that's the story that they're trying to portray. Look, that's nice and all, but I would rather kings and queens see stories about empowering themselves to seize greatness. That's what you get with Bold Saga. In chapter 1, Masego's parents are both in his life. They tell him that they love him. Like when you read this, you're like, wait, hold up. His parents are in his life? They're not dead or on some journey? No, because we need to see that. You need positive values in your story. You need something that's going to motivate and uplift. Like literally, when you read Bold Saga, it's a motivational story. When I started doing Great Gale, I started with motivation. In fact, I have over 60 episodes of Daily E, which is motivation. I would wake up every day and just do 5 to 10 minutes of motivation. 60 episodes. I took all of that essence of motivation, like purpose is why you exist now, and all the passion and all these things, to put it right into Bold Saga. So when you see this story, that's why B Minus TV said that it's a manga self-help book. It's very encouraging. It's very motivational. It's inspired by part of my life and things of that nature, because we need that. We need to uplift. Yes, we've seen Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. Art Stroke of Genius, thank you so much for joining. I just feel that the change is now. With the way how the world is going and how stressful life can be, we need the counter to that. You need positive. You need encouraging. You need love. You need to see love, like black love, in a story. Masego's parents are both in his life. They literally tell him that they love him. Like, for example, we don't just have manga. We literally have coloring pages. And when we had Towson 5, just to show you, like, this is some of what the coloring pages look like. Because I'm the mangaka, I'm the artist and illustrator for this series. So what I mean by that is this. Like, you need to see black love, you need to see black excellence. And when Masego's parents are both in his life, and they tell him that they love him, like, they literally are wearing a shirt that says Black Love Forever. Is it on Amazon? It is on Amazon, but if you go to the link shop.greatgirl.com, you can get it signed, and we can give you some bonuses as well. So it's available on Amazon, but we also have it available on our own that you can get it signed as well as a bonus. Why is it so magnificent? Have you ever seen black love in a manga? Like, have you ever seen black excellence to the point you're like, that made me cry. That touched my heart. That actually made me feel something. Like, I remember I was listening to the audiobook yesterday with my wife. Well, it's like 98% done. I was like, wow, this is phenomenal. Like, you actually feel it. Like, my dad literally said, like, this feels like a movie. When you listen to it, as you see, like, everything that we do has a cinematic level of quality to it. Not just professionalism or perfection, but quality. Enter the extraordinary, log lines, actual meaning and heft. Because our kings and queens need to see, like, the legendariness of, look, the more I do studies and research on African culture, the more I realize, wow, we are incredible. Like, not like an overstatement, not like we're better than, but no one is better than us. So it's like we all exist in our own level of greatness. We all are kings and queens, made in the image of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So it's God, Jesus. So at the end of the day, we have greatness within us. The DNA of us is greatness. We come from that. So the reality is that if we could just see it, because you are what you behold. So if you can behold the greatness and the majesty of your own culture, it changes you here. And then you realize, I don't just have to be what they say I am. I don't just have to be some type of, roach gangster or some foolishness in some series, or just a scared pirate or a rapping ninja. I can be a king. I can be a queen. I can stand in the royalty that I am. And when I realized that, it's like, wow, it's incredible. And then literally on this shirt is literally Oro Neo Fie Kwam. Love does not lose its way home. Like, you see what happens when you understand your own culture and then you create a story around it. It's just magnificent. This is what makes you stand out, kings and queens. And in the 7 Steps book, we go through that in depth. Why? I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. If you understand how to create manga, it changes your life. And if you have kings and queens that love manga, we have a story for them. So we have multiple assets, multiple offers available to you, kings and queens. Why? If you want to download the ebook right now, you can get it right now. It's available on shop.greatgirl.com. So I'll put it right here. That is the link. Or if you just DM the word dream, you will literally get taken to the same place. So if you DM the word dream, you can get access to what we have available. Why? The reason is this. I'm telling you, if you have a product that is available, that kings and queens can see, experience, and realize, wow, this is what I was looking for, it changes everything. When I made Bold Saga, I wanted to empower kings and queens to seize greatness. Seize greatness. Not just talk about greatness, not just be like, oh, greatness, that's great and all, but I can't do it. Reach out and hold it. Grab hold of it. Lay hold of it and just pull it to you. Because greatness is not going to come to you. You must raise to the level of it. And that's what I had to do. That's why my business is literally called Great Gale. It's not just the aspiration, it's the goals, the dreams, and where we are taking it. It's pursuing creative excellence. Like, excellence is the standard. And it's not about where you are, it's about where you're going. If you look at anyone that was great, they all had challenges. They all had goals. They all had dreams. And they all had something that they were working towards. You know what they said? I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. It doesn't matter if it's today. It doesn't matter if it's tomorrow. It doesn't matter if I mess up or make a mistake. You cannot be afraid to fail is what I'm getting at. This is basically me going over how you get to those next levels and just some of the goals that we're working on. We have goals and dreams, but it's another thing to get it done. It's another thing to go from, I believe I can do it, to I can get it done. Andre Wright, thank you so much for joining, King. I just want to let you know, kings and queens, it's possible. Whatever you believe and you think, it's possible. Why? I am a mangaka. I was born in Antigua. I made a manga about Afrofuturism manga, where they speak actual African languages and celebrates African culture. That's not the only culture in Bolt Saga, but it centers on that because we need more of that. That's why I love manga, and that's why I love, for this matter, Afrofuturism manga, because it celebrates the majesty of African culture instead of just highlighting trauma. Black trauma is easy, that's typical, that's news. But actually celebrating culture and uplifting people, when you give something to someone that helps them change their entire mindset and their life and helps them go to the next level, that, in my opinion, is greatness. When you can just inspire someone to feel different, to realize, wow, I actually, not just I matter, but I saw this character go through this, this, and that. And then because they went through this, this, and that, they never gave up. We need more stories like that, where you see African culture celebrated and with heroes that are actually from the actual countries in Africa as well as the diaspora. Because so many times we get into this whole thing where they do otherism. You know what I'm talking about. One Piece is a perfect example. Usopp is African. Okay, from which country? He's just African. What? Where? So it's just like, and then later on in the series, the same creator said that the villain character is Somalian. Okay, so for your villain characters, you did that, but for your main character that's African, he's just African. That's another topic for another day, and we'll do a deep dive if that's what y'all want to hear about. Because I'm here to provide value to help you and show you it's possible. This is from someone who's failed more times than I don't even know what when it comes to manga, but I never gave up. Perfect example. Chapter 1 of Bold Saga, 24 times failed. 24 times failed to get this first book available. 24 times. Why is that important? Because I never gave up. I was like, it has to work or it has to work, like my mentor says. So you got to get it done. This is for anyone watching that has a dream and a goal. You have to get it done. And that's just Oliver with me. It's my dog. Um, you have to get it done. No amount of talking is going to get it done. You have to actually put in the work and get it done. No amount of thinking is going to get it done. You actually have to put your hand to the plow. You actually have to put in the work. Too many times I think we get caught up in just, how can I get the goal done quickly, 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 but you don't have the actual fortitude to get it done. See, hard work is what's going to get someone's attention, not just getting it quickly. What do I mean? Someone literally made an AI book in like 5 hours, like, yeah, I got my book done, and they were like, I got it done quickly, but then they got the book shut down by the company that they were trying to publish it with, because they're like, we're not trying to get caught up in no foolishness for you. It just is what it is. So sometimes the fastest way forward is getting it done. Sometimes it's a bit slower, but just like the tortoise and the hare, you have to put in the work. Is it easy? No. But is it worth it? Yes. It's always worth it. So that's why I'm on live today, just to let you all know, encourage you. These are the goals for today. And I will let you know as soon as it's available, because that's what we're working on right now. We're working on having an availability. So if you just want to read Bold Saga, get into the series, just get access and just see all of the amazing things that we have, this is for you. So that's what we're working on today, and I'm just excited. I really am, because I've always wanted to have this option available for Kings and Queens so that you can just experience all of it. I mean, we already have the Bold Saga book in physical and digital. Chapter 1 and 2 are available on shop.greatgale.com as well as Amazon, but shop.greatgale.com gives you a better experience. Premium experience is shop.greatgale.com and so much more. Petty Gordo, thank you so much for joining, talking about dreams, goals. So whatever you're working on today, put it in the chat. Let us know, like, what is your goal? What is your dream for today? And happy Monday. So let me just get this right here. And if you're on YouTube, you literally see it's the 7 steps to creating your dream manga series book. This is the #1 resource that shows you how to go from idea to execution. So we're just talking right now, just going over what is available. Like, again, if you actually commit to actually having a product done and releasing it, Xander Fashion TT, thank you so much for joining. I'm from the Caribbean. I'm Antiguan. So I grew up never seeing manga characters that celebrated the culture authentically. Then I got into One Piece. I was like, wow, they're basically from the Caribbean. Like, main character has a straw hat. My grandmother's a straw hat. He wears sandals. I wear sandals. Like the clothing Luffy had on is how I used to dress when I was like a kid in the Caribbean in Antigua, 13, 14. What's up? Thank you so much for joining the live. So from seeing the Caribbean, living in the Caribbean, and seeing a story that reflected it, I felt great. But then when I realized as I got older, it didn't authentically reflect the culture of the African characters, actually from the actual countries. I was like, I gotta do something different. Even when I made Bold Saga, before I even got into it, my first creative series, I was creating characters that looked more like the mentality that this creator had. You may have heard of him, Satoshi Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto. He was like, yeah, I made my character blonde hair, blue eyes, because I was trying to appeal to a Western audience. That's nice and all, but what he really means is, European culture. You'll see that often in manga and anime. But I was like, no, if I have to create a story where I'm not celebrating my own people, why am I even doing this? Like, does that mean I don't like to see my parents, my sister, myself as heroes, kings and queens in the story? What does that say about me? Do I not like myself? Do I not matter? So I scrapped the original story that I was working on, created Bold Saga, and nothing has been the same ever since. Like, I'm from the Caribbean, and I'm honored to be able to create a story that celebrates that. Like in chapter 3, they literally have a Caribbean, like you can actually just feel it. Like there's a dance hall vibe to it. Like in the background is the song that I was playing, the vibe for it. Made a song called Hakuna Mpaka, which literally means no limits. That's literally a song that I created because I'm a rapper. My stage name is Vanquish. And that's in the Bold Saga manga because we need bars. Like we actually need actual bars in our story. So here it is right there. Bam. Bold Saga chapter 3. It's actually the song Hakuna Mpaka in it. So when you see that and when you experience, you're like, wow, 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 wow. It's actually there. It's actually available. Like, it's actually real bars. Like, fight for my dreams all dim and now frail. No matter the setbacks, I will prevail. This is my time. Hakuna Mapaka. Hakuna Mapaka. I got no limits. I got no limits. Like, that's on the hat. That's the merch. Like, and just to show you how deep this goes, like, for example, for anyone watching, I got no limits, not just an idea. You see that? You see what the boy wearing? You see? I got no limits, the hat? Bam. 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 Like he literally has on the same hat. Why? Because I want you to see that this is not just an idea or a thought. Like this is something that we actually do because we actually create experiences. You need to find a way to give your target audience the best experience possible. Because once you do that, they'll love what you do. And the best way to give people the best experiences is make them feel seen. Celebrate a culture. Celebrate people. Celebrate life. I love talking to people about stories, dreams, goals, and then getting it done. Systems and strategies and actually releasing it. Because too many times in life, I feel that we have dreams and goals and we just don't live up to the greatness within us. It's a sad reality when you have a goal, you have a dream, you have something you're working on. Kuluminati, thanks for joining. Thank you so much. I think the craziest thing about life is you can have a dream and a goal, and one idea can change your entire life when you execute on it. Like I've literally seen the best days of my life while working on this dream called Bold Saga. And not just working on it, releasing it. Like again, behind me is that banner. Retractable banners are my thing. I love them so much. It literally says enter the extraordinary. And you have to find a way to brand yourself, showcase your product, showcase what you stand for with authenticity, with value, with honor. Because at the end of the day, there's millions and thousands and hundreds of people doing what you do. But will they do it like how you do it? Because Tetris shows me one of the coolest things about life. When you fit in, you just disappear. When you stand out, you're remembered. You have to find a way to stand out. So that's what we're doing, and that's what we're working on today, providing more value and more opportunities so that you can just experience everything that Bold Saga is. Because when you have that, you're able to just go from idea to execution. You can just see everything that is available. So here we are right here. All right. And that's what we're doing right now with this story, and it's called Bold Saga, Brave Onwards, Limit Destroyer. 4 chapters available. I'm just excited because this is just the beginning. Because if we got 4 chapters done, chapter 5 and onwards is on the way. And if we got 4 done, There ain't no fivers on the way. There ain't no more products are on the way. We got so much things are on the way. Like you just gotta see it. You just got to see it. And the best part is that it's not just talking. It's done. Like if I say it and I'm working on it, it's going to get done. This is why I don't always go behind the scenes because I'm generally just working on things. But today felt different, and it's just my goal going forward. I want to show you behind the scenes. Like, for example, here's one behind the scenes thing that's true. If you actually have a goal and you're trying to create your manga and your comic, don't talk about it on live or anywhere else until you actually have it tangibly done and protected. So many times we talk before it's time. I gotta be honest. The seed does not grow above the ground. The seed grows under the ground. I gotta be honest with you. The seed does not grow above the ground. The seed grows under the ground. You gotta plant it. Your dreams gotta get planted. You can't just be talking about everything that you're doing before you actually have an intangible format. Because at the end of the day, what's the point? Because, for example, if you have no tangible way to protect what it is that you're doing, all you will have is just ideas and things that you're talking about, and someone can just take it from you. Because if the seed is just above the ground, a bird can just come and eat it. A bird can walk off with it. You gotta plant it. And remember, the way how seeds grow, it's under the ground and there's pressure and it's buried. This is why when you have lives or if you have content or if you have products, if you see one view, if you see 0 views, take heart. That just means you're under the ground. When you see comments or no comments, that just means you're going up. Guni, B, Yogi, thank you so much for joining. This is just an encouragement to everyone on their dream, on their goal, working towards it. It doesn't matter how long it takes in the beginning. You just got to get started. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. So the journey of 1,000 miles begins at one step. The journey to actually having a quality series of books, multiple books, starts at one book, starts at one step, starts at one task, starts at one goal. You don't have to get everything done. Master the power of one. Master the ability to just have the dream, have the goal, and have the courage to walk forward in it. Because yes, you could just get a job and just do things like that. That's great if you want that. But if you want to have a life of true freedom, you know, disconnect yourself and your revenue from just time, which is finite, you want to have access to abundance, and abundance is your birthright. It's got to be through something different. You got to have a product. You got to have an asset. Because at the end of the day, jobs can be replaced, but dreams and goals and your drive towards it, that is infinite. That is what wakes me up in the morning, and I'm like, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. That's why I'm so excited. Today is Monday, because Monday is the day where you get back to your dreams. Friday is the day we get to celebrate off of the work that you put in towards your dream. You cannot have a happy, thank God it's Friday, if you didn't put in the work on Monday. Putting in the work separates everything, separates you from your counterpart, separates you from anyone else in your lane. Thank you so much, Queen. I'm just excited because this is how you go from idea to execution. See, execution is worship. See, I remember what my mentor said. He said, innovation is rewarded, but execution is worshipped. What does that mean? When you execute is how you get people to be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Because too many times people see like you talk, you get the idea, I'm going to do this, this, and this. But are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to come to practice when no one is there? It's just you and God. Are you willing to work in the dark very hard? Work strategically so when you get to the light, you stay there. That's what I'm talking about, kings and queens. You got to have that mentality that I will not give up. I will not quit. It's not over until I win, like Les Brown said. You have to find a way to get there. You have to get that mentality, because if life hits you and punches you to the ground, are you going to just give up? I remember what Rocky said in Rocky 6. That's how winning is done. You got to get hit. Life is going to keep beating you down and down and down, but you got to find a way to stand back up. That's how winning is done. You have to find the way to get winning done. It doesn't matter how many times life knocks you down. What are you going to do in the midst of it? Are you going to stand up, or are you going to lay down flat and give up? You can't. You can't, because one of my mentors said it as well. One man's obedience is connected to an entire generation of people's prosperity. Like, you don't know that by you stepping into greatness, by you stepping into your dream and your purpose and your goal, you release the book, then you inspire someone else to release a book. Or you start a business, you inspire someone else to start a business. You start, a juice company or juicing or things of that nature, you inspire someone else. So you just don't know who you're helping when you create your products. And yes, even though we know that people start dreams and never finish them, or they start them and somewhere along the way they may quit or give up, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, if it was easy, everyone would do it. See, it's easy to get a job. That's why so many people do it. See, it's easy to just draw things that people already are drawing because that's what people think is popular. That's what people think is valuable. But at the end of the day, when you take the road less traveled, that's how you're able to dominate your lane. Too many times people want to go into already established lanes because they already see people there. But if you go where people are going to be and then you set up shop and then you create your kingdom, by the time people come over to your lane, you're already dominating. That's the thing. That's what I want to get to, kings and queens. So Monday goals. Find a way to get it done. I've mentioned mine before, and if you're new to this live, thank you so much for joining. If you're rewatching it, thank you so much for joining as well in the replay. We're just talking about goals and dreams and having opportunities so that kings and queens can experience Bold Saga and everything that we have on a deeper level, exclusive content, and so much more. The membership, it's coming. It's coming. If you think this Bold Saga is popping, wait till you see the behind the scenes. Oh my gosh, we have so much that's going to be available for you. If you're on the YouTube, thank you so much for. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We're just talking about Bold Saga, dreams and goals. And again, 7 Steps to Creating Your Dream manga series is the book where we show you how to do what we did with this. We got 4 books available. We finished 4 books. So I'm telling you, these are our goals for today. We want to show you something different, show you some behind the scenes and some amazing experiences. So that's what we want to show you. And what are your Monday goals? So literally let me know, what are your Monday goals? So there it is right there. Here we go. Bam, bam. So let me know, what are you working on today? What's got you so excited that you choose to focus on that today versus all the other things that are out there, all the other distractions and ideas, and all the other things that are out? Now, what are you working on? Let me know. Put it in the comments, put it in the chat. Let's have a conversation about it. Here we are. Okay, good. Yes, yes, yes. All right. And in the background is playing the music from a song that we have for Bold Saga called Hakuna Mapaka, which literally means no limits. The full song is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm just excited because, again, this is a dream come true. Like, again, anyone can do a job. Anyone can do things that are simple and, average. Nothing is wrong with having a small start because, journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. But it's another thing to be bold enough to go after your dreams and your goals and to go after it with everything you've got. Because anyone could just give it, 20% or 30%, but 120%, giving it your all, putting your goals, your dreams, fighting for your dreams, no matter what's coming at you, that's remarkable. Like, again, when I made Bold Saga, just to let you know how we got here to 4 books, had an idea for a manga, wanted to see Afrofuturism manga, had like almost like a mental breakdown 2019, wanted to get into manga about the end of 2018 into 2019, but at the same time, I also had a dream for Bold Saga. They came like almost at the same time. Like I had the dream of Bold Saga, also had like the mental breakdown, like the craziness that was going on, the situation that hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna quit. But then I saw something amazing. See, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Learn from the teacher, got the course, put in the work, failed the course, learned more, got on a journey of creativity. Just about to release chapter 1 of Bold Saga, pandemic happens, lose my grandfather, go back to the Caribbean, and work on his funeral arrangements. That's enough for you to say, you know what? If you gave up on your dream, I'd understand. You're grieving. I don't know if anyone has ever lost someone that they loved and then every day have to look at the fact that you lost them. I don't know if you've ever had to deal with that before. Like that amount of trauma and like sadness and depression all in one. Because yes, when someone passes on, you want to like celebrate their life and things like that. But if you weren't ready to lose them and then you lose them, and I gotta be honest, even though he's gone, I know he's still here. I still feel him, still inspired by him. But at the same time, I'm not gonna pretend like it's easy. Still miss him. Just like how you would if you lost any family member. It's tough. It's really tough. But you know what I'm take heart in? The fact that I know he's watching from heaven, seeing that we got it done. We got it done. Like that's why chapter 1, I honored him by saying, days may be dark, but still don't give up. Yes, that's what my grandfather told me one day. And it's true, it's so true. Days may be dark, but please still don't give up, kings and queens. Still don't. Why? Because you just don't know who is watching you, who is waiting to see your actual product get done, who is waiting to actually achieve the goal, actually achieve the dream, actually get it done. You just don't know. You really just do not know. And I'm telling you, once you get it done, it changes everything for you. Like, again, and then I released chapter 1. Everything is going good. Then get hit with a nightmare. Almost send me into like a crazy spiral. All types of chaos and things are going against me. But you know what I take heart in? Disruption follows intention. So if you have a dream and a goal, like I literally have this book, 7 Steps to Creating a Dream manga series. We're literally showing you how to get your book done. This didn't happen because I just was like, hey, let me just help you. I was going through a nightmare and I said, you know what? No, this is too much pain. I don't want anyone to have to go through this. Any creator to have to go through. I literally have a course showing you how to go through this. The manga just live course, and it's literally $14.97 at this point. We go through step by step making a manga series, cover to cover. It's a 6-week program. I don't want anyone to have to go through this. So I literally created a 7 steps book to help you on your journey. It's like $20. So literally for less than the cost of your favorite, PS5, new release video game, or less than the cost of Yeezys or Jordans, you could learn assets and strategies that could change your life. Because it's the craziest thing. When the mind is expanded, it never returns to the same place ever again. You just do not know how amazing your life can be if you step out into your greatness. You just don't know. Imagine how many people's lives can be changed by you stepping out of the ordinary and entering, just behind me, enter the extraordinary. Enter the extraordinary. Behind this right there. You just don't know. You really don't know. Because imagine, when you step out and you actually get it done, you can touch the lives of kings and queens from all around the world. All because you were bold enough to get it done. You had a dream. You had a goal. You didn't give up. Too many times we hear about the stories about people that they had a dream and then they faced challenges and then they gave up. But then there's a small percentage of people that have the emotional intelligence to realize, you know what? I'm not going to give up. Okay, so they didn't buy it today. I'm just going to change the offer. Change the input so you can get a different output. They didn't like this? Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, they said it's not manga? So many times people have told me that what Bold Saga is not manga. That's fine. You can choose to either agree or disagree. Certain times people have said that, this is okay, but this, that, and the third. Your greatness will attract haters. That's just something to let you know. Literally, they hated Jesus, they can hate you for, you being great. Because your greatness reminds them of their inadequacies. Your greatness reminds them that, you know what? I didn't get what I said I was going to get done. These people are getting it done. I don't like that. And I'm going to hate on them because they're doing my dream. They're living my dream. Because sometimes people can end up in envy and hatred and it'll manifest in different ways. But it's okay, though. I remember one day I made a post. That's one of my favorite posts I ever did. I said, this is why you need Bold Saga, because you need to stop allowing your kings and queens to just experience black excellence. Allow them to see black excellence. Allow them to see what the majesty of African culture is. I got so much hatred. People were like, blah, blah, blah. You know, who are you? Your stuff is trash. Look at your art. You can't draw as good. Look, that's the part that had me laughing. I was like, look, man, I almost felt like a villain when that happened because I was laughing. And you're hating on someone who's empowering kings and queens to seize greatness and just showing you that all these heroes that you look up to may not be the same heroes in actuality. You could be ending up with a gollywog situation. You could be ending up with characters that are mocking your people, but it's all under the subterfuge and the guise of representation or diversity. Mm-mm. At Bold Saga, at Great Gale, we talk about representation, not diversity for diversity's sake. Look up what it means. You'll see what I'm talking about. You need to have representation. That's one of the reasons why I love manga, because you literally see culture. We don't care about no superhero, no cape. Like, what about the world where you live in? What about the languages that you speak? What about the food that you eat? What about the dances? What about the actual achievements of your people? BS Keys Art, thank you so much for joining. Just talking about dreams and goals. What are you working on today? You can let me know in the comments. I'm telling you, it's so amazing that your dream and your goal is going to attract different things. Just like how a light will attract bugs, is the same way how your dreams will attract dream killers. Just like how you going after your dream is going to attract all types of chaos. It's so funny. Just like when you think about it, you can go without eating for a long time, but as soon as you say you're gonna fast, then your stomach is like, whoa, and all this other stuff. It's so funny. People are so excited for, you got a degree, you got this degree, you got that degree, you got a master's, all this other stuff. But then it's in general, not just family, in general, people are more excited for you getting a dream and working a job, your dream job or your dream degree, than they are for you to start your dream business and release your dream product. Why? Because it's so acceptable for you to go and fit into someone else. And this is the part that makes me laugh. We're so excited to just work for someone else as a job. It's no problem if you want to get started there. That's fine. If you want to get a start or learn to get into this so that you can run it, that's different. But if you're just getting a job to get a job and just work for 40 years for someone else, or 50 years, or however long, you have to understand something. Every time you're working a job, right, or anything else, you're literally working for someone else, helping them achieve their dreams. I just want you to think about that for a second. And generally speaking, you're working for a business owner. You're generally not just working for someone just to work. You're literally working for someone who has a business. So it's amazing how we're so excited to work for someone else's business than we are to create our own business, create our own product. Like literally, the merch that I'm wearing right now, this hat that we made for Bold Saga, I got no limits in this T-shirt, the Masego shirt. Like we did that. People get excited to like wear Nike and Reebok and Adidas and all these big brands, and that's great if you want that. But don't forget, you got creativity too. So you have the audacity to stand out and say, I know their merch is popping, but I got my own. You got to see this. You got to experience it. Imagine every time you have a hat that tells you, I got no limits. Like you had a bad day. You had a bad day. Like you literally had a bad day, quote unquote. Like it was tough. It was challenging. It was just hit after hit after hit. And then you look at your merch and you're like, wow, this reminds me that I got no limits. Or you read a book like Bold Saga where Masego's mother tells him, he's like, every time I go to work, it's a bad day. I hate it there. And she literally tells him, there are no bad days, just bad moments. As long as you're breathing, there is a chance to turn it around. See, that alone changes everything. I was having a bad moments back to back. And I read Bold Saga chapter 1 and I started smiling. I was like, wow, wow. See, it's not as bad as it truly could be. It's not as good as it truly could be either. You're living in a continuum of chances and choices. So don't get caught up in just, oh my gosh, everything is terrible, because what I love about life is what you magnify is what you get. If you focus on all the negativities and stress of your life, you will multiply that exponentially. But if you focus with gratitude and gratefulness, like, I'm not working on my dream and goal, I get to work on my dream and goal. That little mind shift, that little twist, that little shift, it's like little improvements allow you to get to the best level. If you want to get the Kaizen, that 1% better every day, it's so much better than Karoshi. It's so much better than death from overwork. It's so much better than just grinding and grinding and grinding. And as my mentor said, thinking is the hardest work some people will never do. What are you thinking about that's getting you closer to your dream and your goal? What are you doing? You can let me know in the comments of what is one thing that you're implementing in your mindset that's helping you go from where you are to where you, not I, but where you need to be. You can let me know. Please let me know in the chat. Because I'm very interested to hear what you have to say. Just let me know. In the aspect of we all have dreams, we all have goals, we all have these ideas. However, what are we doing to achieve them? That's what I'm getting at. Why is that important? It's important because at the end of the day, if you figure out what it is that you're doing and you love what you're doing and then you find a way to get it done authentically, mm, mm, mm. It just changes everything for you. Why? Because if you find a way to authentically get it done, then you change the game forever. And that's what I want to let you know, kings and queens. If you can find a way to get it done authentically, you win. You win. And that's the goal of life. When you're working on your dreams, when you're working on your goals, when you're working on whatever it is that you're trying to do, I encourage you, find a way to win. Find a way to win. Because, we don't have forever. That's one of the reasons why I'm so focused day and night on Bold Saga, because I know that no opportunity lasts forever. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Too many times we get caught up in just, I gotta make this simple money, it's quick money, but like, are we really thinking about longevity? Like, are we putting systems in place so we can make money while we sleep? Because with a system like Bold Saga and literally having a website and a store, being an entrepreneur, I have the access and the opportunity to get sales, customers, showcasing a brand day and night. You can only work maybe 8 hours, maybe 10, but you're gonna have to sleep. But a system and having products in place, you can actually sell them day and night. Day and night. And that's what I encourage you to do. Find a way that whatever it is that you're doing, find a way to sell day and night. That's what I encourage you to do, kings and queens. Whatever it is that you're doing, find a way that it can be done to the point it's automated. Find a way that it can be done so that there's systems in place. And this is just the beginning because we actually are working on classes, courses, and workshops really to help you go from where you are to where you need to be. And we put out a poll to literally ask what it is that you are interested in learning, what it is that you actually want to see that can actually help you. Because at the end of the day, it's one thing to have an idea, it's another thing to have a goal, but it's another thing to actually get the goal done efficiently. Efficiency is key. Because if it takes you 70 years to get $1 million and it takes you 7 months to get $1 million, well, then at the end of the day, if you can get it done faster, and this is just the Instagram page, this is the poll I was talking about. Yeah, this is it right here. We're going over that. This is for all the mangakas out there, anyone that wants to be a mangaka. Which of these helps you the most? Is it how to hit manga success and money milestones? Is it how do I come up with my manga idea? Is it how do I stay on fire for my manga series? Is it should I use Webtoons or Tapas or NWS? Like, which of these can help you? Because before you get to finishing your book, you need this, right? But along your journey, what can you use to go from idea to execution? Because we're here to help you. So just, comment which one of these. You can comment. You can literally let me know, DM, anything like that. Because I'm telling you, all it takes is just a twist, a little change, a little mind shift. And you can go from where you are to where you need to be. I'm telling you, too many times we get caught up in implementation. Too many times we keep thinking, I gotta work with my hands, work with my physical body, and that's like the lowest level of value you can provide for someone. Because no matter how hard you work, that does not genuinely reflect your level of access to wealth. What do I mean by that? It's like this. If you literally want to become that millionaire that you think about, if you want to become that thousandaire, that 100,000aire, that multimillionaire, even billionaire, You cannot work 1 billion hours to make $1 billion, and you're not going to sell $1 to 1 billion people, like, or $1 to 1 million people, like, no. What would be smarter is having systems in place and having, I'm not even going into depth about what is the best step, because you can literally learn from that when we have our workshops and masterminds. I can't give you all the sauce, but this is just to showcase the value. You have to show up and show that you're an expert in your field. This is why I'm on live, letting you know. We've had multiple lives. We talked with kings like Chiwaso. We've talked with so many creators. We've had panels, why Afrofuturism matters at Afro Comic Con, a legacy of Black art at Virtuous Con, Fahodie, Black Art Emancipated at Virtuous Con, 0 to 100. Ms. Tasha B, Chef Lamar 509, thank you so much for joining. Literally letting you know, kings and queens, impossible is nothing. You have a dream, you have a goal. If you're a chef, if you're a creator, whatever it is that you're doing, find a way to show up multiple times throughout the day and show kings and queens why you stand out. Like, for example, superheroes are generally, capes and all the other stuff, but chefs, if you're an actual person who has a business and you share food and you serve food to people, you can make a manga about that. Well, the food wars is crazy. There's like things like Toriko, and there's other stories out there. Because again, this is literally about showing the value. If you're a real estate agent, oh, manga is perfect for you, man. Look, I've seen manga about anything. I've seen manga about being a mangaka. I've seen manga about being a what's that? Golf player, tennis player. Robot X Laser Beam, golf. Prince of tennis. Hikaru no Go, about playing the game Go. So you can literally do anything you want. This is why I'm telling you, kings and queens, this is the future. This is the future. This is the future. This is the future. So if I was you, my goal would be this. How can I find a way to learn what it is that I can about manga? How can I actually do this? And you know why this is so important to me and why this matters? Okay, when I first did this, I was like, this is incredible. This is remarkable. This is magnificent. But, how do I get it done? Like, how do I get this thing to actually get done? How do I actually release it? Then I learned it and I was like, wow, it's actually possible. And then I did it 4 times. And we had a successful Kickstarter. So I was like, I was able to accomplish all of these dreams and goals within the span of 5 years. Like, and within production time of 3 years, we're working on what, the eighth, ninth, almost like 10 books. Like, that's crazy. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So it's like, you just do not know what is possible. What is possible with your story, with your dream, with your goal. But I'm telling you, what's the best part? What's the best part about all of this? If you release it. If you release it. That's how you get people interested. Because people are drawn to productivity. It's just how life works. We can have an idea, we can have a goal, but like, if you really want to get someone's attention, get it done. Bristol Media Group, thank you so much for joining. Just talking about dreams and goals and all these opportunities that we have. And I just want to let you know, impossible is nothing. Impossible is nothing. So at the end of the day, if you want to get access to your dreams, you want to get access to your goals, you got to put in the work. Like Bristol Media Group, they've got amazing comics. You can check them out. They also have Indie Creators Assemble. Check them out where they interview all these amazing creators. I was on at one point. I was so grateful for the opportunity. So keep winning, King. So I'm letting you know, your Monday goals, you got to go after them. You got to go after your goal like your life depends on it. Why? Because tomorrow is not promised. I literally remember when I was going to church with someone and they literally were going through so much hell. They literally finally overcame it and they literally overcame cancer. And you know what the saddest part is? Right after they overcame the cancer and the situations and other things like that, then they passed away. That still saddens me to today now I think about it because I work with them. That was when I was first getting into making products and graphic design. So it's just like they were so close to releasing something God gave them. And then, life situation. So I'm telling you this for a reason. It's time to learn how to overcome the negativity, overcome the challenges, and just release it, get it out there. And then Bristol Media Group says, awesome, keep those classes going. I'll refer you to some people looking to get into the game. Thank you so much, King, because we got like so many opportunities available. We also have the 7 Steps book. Joshua K. Smith, thank you for joining. And we have actual books like the 7 Steps to Creating Your Dream Manga series book. It's on the YouTube it's on YouTube streaming right now if you're watching. We show you how to get it done. Kingdom Comics, thank you so much for joining. We're just talking about getting the goal done because it's one thing to read books that show you how to actually draw manga. We've seen these before. Like this is typical. But when you actually have done it yourself and show people how to do it, that's what we do at Bold Saga. So if you're a manga, if you're a comic creator, we literally have 7 steps to creating your dream manga series, and it takes you to the next level where you can literally show you how to market and sell in person. We go over all of that and how to actually assemble a book as a self-publisher because we do that. Okay, so for Bold Saga, we do the art, the writing, the ideas, the self-publishing, and the marketing all in one. Yes, we do that, my wife and I. And yeah, everything you see around, like merch, the hat, all we do that. So wouldn't it be great if I could show you how to do it yourself? Like it's great to work with other people, the Marvels, the DCs, the Shonen Jump, or whoever you're trying to get. But if you figured out how to do it yourself, direct to consumer, there's so much value in it. You could change your entire life, your family's life, and so much more. So we've got courses, classes, and we literally had a post on the story, as well as actually a post within our page on Instagram. How can we better serve you? How can we show you workshops and classes and courses? How can we help you go from where you are to where you need to be? Like, what's the number one thing you're struggling with on your journey to creating your book? Is it coming up with an idea for your manga or your comic? Is it actually finishing that idea or that product? Like, what is the thing that's holding you back from where you need to be? Let me know. You can comment, you can DM, let me know because I'm here to help you. Because at this point, we're experts now. It's not just the idea, it's actually getting it done. So Kingdom Comics had a comment, and let's see what they said. It's just loading right now, and I'm simultaneously working. So let's see. How do y'all feel about the bigger black comic brands? Is it better to do it ourselves or get with someone like Black Sands? See, I love questions like that, King. Keep them coming. Okay, so the first question I'm answering is, how do y'all feel about working with bigger black comic brands? I will tell you like what they said in Damon John's book, The Power Broke. You have to find a way to use OPM, other people's momentum, other people's magic, other people's like magnificence. So nothing is wrong with working with a bigger brand, but don't get caught up in the mentality that you are great because they are great. You should look at it as I'm working with you because I align with your values, and as long as our values align, we can both be mutually beneficial. This is the era of partnerships, like my mentor says. So nothing is wrong with that. I applaud it. The next question you asked is it better to do it ourselves or get with someone like a Black Sands? Great question. I was part of the BSP app when it started a couple of years ago. It just recently ended. So I worked with them. It was great. And I loved the opportunity to showcase that Bold Saga was literally so amazing that someone like Black Sands would, put us on their app. They didn't have to. They could have said no. They're millionaires. However, one thing I've learned is this. It's great to be a part of something great, but it's another thing to be great yourself and to showcase your greatness. Just because you're on their app or just because you're in their radar, you're getting an opportunity to be exposed to their community. And that's just a start. You can work with them for a period of time, but it doesn't have to be forever. It could be for a moment. It could be for a while. So on your resume of greatness, you can say that we were aligned with, brands such as Black Sands. Like literally every time I talk about Bold Saga, I literally give the review of Black Sands because we need social proof. It's sad, but people don't believe you're great if you say you're great and you have no proof. It's just what it is. Like if someone says they're a millionaire, but they don't show you like the actual receipts of how they actually got it done, are you gonna trust them? No. Just like how if someone serves you food or you buy food in the restaurant, or not restaurant, if you buy food at a grocery store and there's no ingredients, you're gonna be skeptical. So you need to have a receipt. You need to have receipts. So it's possible to work with them. We don't have to work with them forever, just a period of time. Like what we did, we were working with them for a period of time. Use it to your benefit and to your advantage. And then, after a while, you can choose to leave. Nothing is wrong with that. I love that response. I feel exactly the same. I want to be great myself, and I don't want anyone to feel like I'm trying to compete, but I want my own individual success before I stand with anyone. Exactly, King. That's what you need. See, it's like this. If you're going to work with someone great, you have to have some form of W's. You don't want to just start your Kickstarter on your first chapter. You want to actually have multiple chapters before, at least a chapter done before. You want to show people that you are great. You are who you say you are. You're him, you're her, you're that king, you're that queen. You got it done. So that's what I recommend. And you're already doing it. You made your comics. You're doing your stuff. You want to showcase that greatness. And then I don't want anyone to feel like I'm trying to compete. At the end of the day, I love competition and the fact of what it does for you, not the fact of what it does to you. Because it's like this: if you watch the playoffs on the NBA, you watch the Masters in golf, competition is a part of life. No matter how you try, I know some people say you don't have to compete or you don't want to compete. That's fine and all, but if you've ever played Smash Brothers or any video game, you see competition. Competition is natural. Nothing is wrong with that. But you don't want to let it, dominate your mind and you get overwhelmed by it. You want to dominate your lane. See, even if you compete with other people, my advice would always be compete with people in your own lane. Make your own lane and then dominate in it. Or if you're in a lane and you see it and you see a gap, take advantage of the gap. We talk about it in the 7 Steps to Creating Your Dream manga series book and so much more. Like you have to find a way to get into a niche, get into a lane, get into a way that people see your comics, like Kingdom Comics. Like we're that company that does X, Y, Z, and this is what we're known for. Like a Bold Saga, Enter the Extraordinary. That's what we're known for. So it's like find a way to get known for something and attribute that, and that will be your success. And then Kingdom Comics said, exactly, I got my first Kickstarter done, and it was a success. Congratulations, King. I'm really putting everything into this book, and yes, competition is healthy, but I don't want it to kill either brand. That's true. But I feel at the end of the day, what I love about life is that, winners win and losers lose, like Dr. Eric Thomas says. So at the end of the day, if your success means that someone else is not going to be able to be seen, it's sad, but that kind of can be a part of life. Because at the end of the day, it's about the best of the best will thrive. You know, the top will keep rising. Like how they keep saying that there's a gap, the wealth gap is rising. Well, what's really happening is that those who are learning how to get to the top are getting to the top and they're staying there. And those who are somewhere along the line sometimes fall back. Find a way to get to the top of your lane and to keep rising. That's why I literally I keep telling kings and queens to keep winning. Not just win, keep winning. You want to have momentum. You want to have success after success after success. I saw where Black Sands and the Rippaverse were beefing, and they both are big black comic companies. I know. I've seen where Rippaverse and Black Sands were beefing. I remember that. That was kind of sad seeing kings go after each other. But at the end of the day, I don't know them to the level that I don't know if they know each other. Who knows? At the end of the day, just because someone says something online, like I listened to 50 Cent's book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. He literally told Oprah, at the end of the day, if we can't be friends, can we at least be enemies? I don't know the relationship behind the scenes. I don't know. Could it be a business move? That's between them to decide. But for me, I would say that I respect both of them. And I see that both of them have done amazing things in their own lane. And I feel if they could do it, we can do it. I feel like as black creators, we got to do our best to make it a competition that benefits both or all of our competitors. To a degree, to a degree. Because at the end of the day, I love to see black creators win. But at the end of the day, no one can agree with everyone. So that's where competition comes in. And at the end of the day, if you're trying to get a sale, the way how it works is you have to see the world outlook. Like it's either you have a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset. So if you have a scarcity mindset and if my sale jeopardizes your health, then you're looking at the world from a scarcity. Like there's billions of people on this planet and money gets printed every day. So access to wealth is never the thing. But we get caught up in news and other things that get us to think that, oh no, there's a lack of. If you keep focusing on the lack, you'll multiply that exponentially. If you focus on the abundance, you'll multiply that exponentially. So that's where I feel more kings and queens need to look at. This is an abundance. There's an abundance. Abundance is your birthright. You can get access to so much wealth if you believe, if you expect, if you work towards, if you get it done. I hope it is a business move. To be honest, that would be that would be dope. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. At the end of the day, I encourage everyone that's a creator, get out there, have as many contents, have as much products, have as much access to getting in front of people and showing how great you are. So again, if If you're on YouTube, I'm talking to Kingdom Comics LLC. They're on Instagram. Check out their page, check out their comics, and so much more. Because we need more of this. We need to go out there and educate our people. Like, people that inspire me the most, I'm a mangaka, of course, but I really look up to Black entrepreneurs or African entrepreneurs. And one of the people that I respect is Mr. Jay Morrison. Like, he literally go on the corner and just teach people about real estate. Like, what are we as mangaka doing or comic book creators doing to educate our target audience into helping them get access to wealth? Like, if you rewatch this live, you see, like, I talk about all of the benefits of having a series. Like, there's millions, all these big stories, you know. For example, One Piece was first a book. Harry Potter was first a book. Game of Thrones was first a book. All these amazing stories, you know. Roald Dahl, he wrote books. You know, I didn't even realize, but Shrek was once a book. I didn't even know that. So all these amazing movies and all these things, even any movie that's released is never just a movie. It's a screenwriting. It has to be written first. The script has to be. Isn't that funny in life? Script comes before product. It's the same thing. Like, what you write about what it is that you're doing is going to be the thing that gets people's attention first. It's got to be in a simple format first. So that's what I encourage you, kings and queens. Find a way to get it done. Find a way to go from idea to execution. Find a way to go from, oh my gosh, this is amazing, to, oh my gosh, I got it done. Like, I'm telling you, once you get it done, once you get it out there, once you let people know what it is that you're doing, you change the game forever. And that's what I would encourage you to do, kings and queens. Find a way to change the game forever. And do it in your way. You don't have to be like Ripper. You don't have to be like Black Sans. You don't even have to be like me. But I would rather you learn how to do what it is that you're doing and learn the steps that are associated with it. There's 7 steps, just seven that you need to master if you're going to dominate in your lane, if you're going to dominate and create manga. So that's what I would encourage you to do. That's what I would encourage you to do. And again, that's what I would encourage you to do, because the reality is this. If you find a way to carve out your own lane, you win. You win. Too many times we get caught up in focusing on this red ocean where everyone's just fighting over, like, I gotta get the best of the black comic and I gotta do this and that. Like, get into a blue ocean. It's just better. It's just better. Not that you want a competition, of course, but it's just you have to find a way to dominate your own lane. Competition breeds excellence, of course, but you have to find a way to dominate your own lane. Your own lane. Don't focus on everyone else. Like, I spoke to Concrete. I spoke to them, and that was amazing, man. Meeting Concrete Comics in person, they were like, what is the mission? Focus on that. Don't get caught up in everyone else. Focus on the mission. So that was amazing meeting that king. It was just a blessing. And then Kingdom Comics said, great words, bro. About to get back to these pages. Keep grinding, bro. Same thing to you, King. Keep winning. And that's what I have for everyone that's watching this or watching the replay. Keep winning. Find a way to keep winning. Just like Kingdom is doing, he's getting back to his work. Put in the work. Put in the work. It's not about just being seen. It's about being felt. Let your presence be felt so that you literally leave your mark. Earth Tone Kingdom, thank you so much for joining. Check him out. He's got amazing comics as well. He's actually going to be at the Schomburg this week. This is the 14th and the 15th in New York. So if you're in the New York area, come out to the Schomburg. Check out Earth Tone Kingdom. He's got amazing comics. What did you think of chapter 1 through 4? Because this king actually supported. I met him before at Schomburg, and then he was at Virtuous Con for the Black History Month special, and he got chapter 1 through 4. So let me know what you thought, King. I'm just over here working right now, providing more opportunities for this Bold Saga brand, more products, more opportunities, more access, working on something amazing, and I can't wait for you to see it. Peace. Peace to you, King. How's your day going? Okay. All right. Here we are. I got the books. They're great. See? Now that right there, that's what I love to hear. Another king, another queen, another person getting the chance to not just see Bold Saga, experience it, and then say it's great. And why I love that is that it's a blessing to me. Because I remember when I had the ideas. And I remember when I had the thought, and I was like, oh my God. I remember when I was at Schomburg, and I was like, man, this is incredible seeing all this black excellence of all these creators. And then one day thinking, I can do it. And then I did. So I'm just excited for that. And he literally said, Thank you so much, King. That just means so much to me because I remember the days when I just had the idea. Remember the days when it was just a thought, just a thought, and now it's an actual book. So I'm telling you, you don't want to get to the point where you don't believe it's possible. You want to get to the point that you say, not only is it possible, but I know I can do this. I know it's possible. Grubster Comics, thank you so much for joining. Super excited, and super excited again. Why? We're talking about dreams, goals, we're talking about getting things done. It's Monday goals. So what are you working on today, kings and queens? For me, I'm just getting on this access of providing more opportunities with a membership for Bold Saga so that you can get access to everything you got. It's just loading on this end. And yeah, all right. And in the background playing is the music for Hakuna Mapaka. So that is a manga that we are working on. Not just a manga, it's a song actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's a song that's actually in Bold Saga Chapter 3. All right. Yeah, that's music for Chapter 3. And it's available. Actually, if you go to shop.greatgale.com, the link there, you can get the song. And it's literally, the song literally means I got no limits. Right? Hakuna Matata means no limits. So we got music, manga, merch. We got 7 steps to creating a dream manga series showing you how to create your own books, cover to cover. Like, if you love comics and you want to learn some of the most amazing ways and the best ways to go from where you are to where you need to be, releasing a product and then selling it, out of all the parts of making manga, my favorite at this point right now is selling. Not that creativity isn't fun, not that ideas aren't fun, but let's be honest. If you do not get enough sales to sustain your productivity, you won't be able to keep making more chapters. Or what will end up happening is that you'll be so successful to the point that you end up like other mangaka and then the negatives of that. So you have to weigh the pros and the cons of your decisions. And this book is a expert guide. I don't believe in cheat sheets. I believe in expert guides that shows you how, not what, how to get it done. I'm telling you, if you can collapse years and decades into days and moments, it's only 72 pages, it's very short. Imagine learning what it takes to release a book series successfully. Mm, 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 mm. And the best part is that this book is not just for mangaka. You could apply this if you want to actually be an author, if you have a business. The topics and the things that we talk about are transferable to different brands, different niches. It can help you on multiple levels. But if you are into manga, it's perfect. If you are into comics, it's perfect. Why? Because you get to find out ways how to dominate your lane. If you can dominate your lane, that's what's going to change everything for you. Everything. Not just ideas, not just talking, not just maybe, but actually dominate your lane. And that's what I encourage you to do. Find a way to dominate your lane, kings and queens. Find a way to dominate your lane. So that's what we have for you today, and I'm super excited that you're here. And again, if you want to find out more about Bold Saga, you can go to shop.greatgale.com. We've got chapters, we've got physical books, 1 through 4, that are literally available. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get it all as one bundle, or you can get them individually, signed plus bonuses and so much more. The 7 Steps book, merch, all of that. And if you join our mailing list, we'll be able to show you so much more value and all these amazing other opportunities that we have. So again, you want to use CEO of Great Gale, the mangaka of Bold Saga, again, Afrofuturism manga for the culture. And I just want to let you know, it's Monday. Go out there, write your goals down, write the vision, make it plain, and get it done. Get it done. Until next time, keep winning, kings and queens. Have a phenomenal day.